Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to Johnny Mac Games. And for those of you that are returning subscribers, once again, welcome back to another New World video. So in this video, as I promised in my previous video this morning, if you guys missed it, I have a link in the card up above where I talked about the massive ban hammers that came to New World. Thank God. But today, on this video, we're going to be talking about the server mergers and in particular, the servers that are going to be potentially merged. Now, I will say that the numbers that we're looking at are positively massive. Let's go ahead and dig on into this. So we're going to be utilizing the New World Status tool. This was a tool that was put out by the developers to help players find servers that had a high population and to help them avoid queue times. Now, what is interesting about this tool is that it gives a very good outlook if you are actually watching it through peak times as well as the off times. It gives you a good idea of what the server population is doing. And I've been watching this for about 3 days now on various world sets. And what I've been able to find is that even during peak times, a lot of servers in the mid-range are only around 20 to 25% full. My server in particular, during peak time, I saw it peak as low as like 14% and then on up to about 22% around 9:30 or 9:45 EST last night. So that's not very full. And the trend that I see happening a lot with these servers is that maintains a consistent level through the majority of the servers. So let's go ahead and dive deep into this. Let's go ahead and switch over to this view so you guys can see the data a little more. So right now we have the world sets overview. Let's go back to the charts here. So this gives you your AP Southeast, EU Central, SA East, US East, and US West with a total online players of 106,423. Let me refresh this. So as you can see, going up, EU Central is in their prime time right now. US East is also waking up and logging on for a total of 108.8K players. Then we have our nice little wave chart that shows you peak times based off of the day. Players waiting, 18 total in queue. So queue times are good, but we don't really want to see that. Matter of fact, we almost want to see this number a bit larger. We don't really want to see it, but at the same time, we kind of do want to see it because that would show that the server populations are healthy to a certain degree. So let's go ahead and switch on over to US East. This is my home data set, right? So our world sets here, Arcadia, all of them. So as you can see here, player cap on most of these data sets are 14,000. You have a couple that are 10,000. And then further down, we've got 6,000 for a couple, right? So let's go ahead and look at the Ultra data set. So we're going to switch over to worlds, and then we're going to look at all the worlds that are actually on the Ultra. The reason why we're going to look at Ultra is because that's where my home server is, Nun Chaha. So let's go ahead and filter this and type Ultra. And this brings up all these servers that are on Ultra. Now, prior to me recording, I actually went through, as I've been watching the site for the past 3 days, is I went ahead and I put a favorite mark, which is a little heart, beside all the servers that I felt were the most healthy based off of player population. Okay. Now, as you can see, we can see percent full. And in this data set, we have Valgrind, which by far during peak times had the healthiest server population when I was observing. And right now in off peak time, we're at 20%. So with a total of 400 players playing, that's actually not too bad. It's not fantastic, but it's not too bad. It's doable, right? Now, what's interesting to see is that you can see this drastic fall off with all the servers down below. The next one is Vingolf, which is only 10% with a total of 205 players. That's not very many. And then you get down here to Peruli, which only has 87 players on the whole island, guys. 87 players. That's not very many. The chances of you running into another person for any type of PvP conflict, slim to none. Now, this is significant because in the changes that are coming with the PTR, they have changed or added some additional PvP quests, right? One of those quests is to kill 5 enemy players. If there's only 87 players on the whole damn island and none of them are flagged for PvP, you'll never get it done. Ever. So it's kind of a huge deal, right? So back to my original point, I had marked all the servers that I felt were at least decent with population health. And we can see here that there are 6 servers in this data set that are relatively unhealthy. So if you take what I had said before with that 20, we'll just even it out and we'll say 25% of that server is full at peak time. That allows for them to merge 2 servers into 1. So effectively merging 3 servers together. So what we are potentially looking at in this ultra data set or world set is the end result is going to be 3 primary servers, which to me sounds about right. That is probably a fairly accurate prediction, right? So what we're probably going to end up seeing is we very well might see Vengulf is going to be the primary master server for 1 merge, and possibly mine, Nunchaha, as being another one that might be a master. Or it's going to be Vengulf and Opana are going to be the masters for the mergers. And then all these servers down here, probably going to be Pleroma and Yaladir. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Will get merged into Vengulf. And then my home server, Nunchaha and Peruli, will get merged into Opana. So either way, 3 servers is probably what we're going to end up with in this ultra world set, guys. I think it's fairly accurate prediction because if you had watched the data as I have over the past 3 days, you see the common trend. About 25% is, about the average that I see the percent full, right? So it's safe to say I have actually went and counted all the servers just in the East alone. And there are approximately 140 servers that are going to end up needing merged. I don't think that we are looking at a massive one-time merger. I think that that would be a little bit dangerous and possibly cause AGS a lot of headaches. I think it's one thing that we're going to see is some small mergers initially, like a small trickle rollout. I think it'd be the safest thing for them to do because if there's something that goes wrong, it's easy for them to fix it on just a couple of the transfer servers versus having to fix a whole slew of them all at once. I could be wrong, but I think that that's how I would proceed if I were head of the IT department doing this thing. So, I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. But this is what we are looking at, guys. Just on the East alone, around 140 servers. I did not go and check for the EU or any of the other regions, but we're talking hundreds and hundreds of servers, guys. Hundreds of servers. But on the positive note, looking at this, in the future, these mergers are absolutely needed. And when they happen, I think everyone is going to find that the economies in the game is going to be just a lot more enjoyable overall. I really, really do. I have a lot of firm belief in what AGS is doing, especially with their affirmation of all the bans that they dished out this morning. Or sorry, actually dished out yesterday, but announced this morning. They banned thousands of players for basically breaking the game. They duplicated all this money. They duplicated all these items just because they don't want to play the game. They just want to be mischievous and just do what they shouldn't be doing. And AGS said, nope, ban hammer. Awesome. Totally awesome. But anyway, back onto the original subject. So server mergers, guys, take this with, information as you will. But this, I do believe, is what we are looking at. If you guys found this information very helpful, hit a like on this video. And if you want to see more from me, especially in the future, I got plenty new world videos coming out. Smash that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the new world.